The man who babs with women cannot hide his manhood. You're welcome to Sign 33 of Section 4 of chapter 12 of the Holy Quran. And it's a chapter concerning the prophet Yusuf or Joseph. Namshi. Kala Rabbi Asijnu. Kala Rabbi Asijnu. Ahabu ila mimma yad'uni ilayhi. He said, who said Joseph, he said, "Oh my Lord, Rabbi, Asijni, the prison, is dearer to my liking than that to which they invite me. Is dearer Ahabu ila mimma yad'uni bihi. Is dearer to my liking than that to which they invite me." And there is a commentary to read, and that's 1681. But that is when we finish the whole sign. وإلا تصرفوا عني كيدهن أصحب إليهن وأكن من الجاهلين. Joseph further said, the prophet further said, "Unless thou turn away their snare from me, I should feel inclined towards them and join the ranks of the ignorant." So if he has feeling for them, he will be an ignorant person. So this verse is telling us, or this sign is telling us, that loving women too much is due to ignorance. Yes. So let's go to the commentary. It's twofold. And the first one first, invite me. 1681. 16. Did we do 80? Yes, I think we did it. Yes, we did 80. We're now going to 81. 1681. To which they invite me. Notice, it is now they, not she. It is now they, not she. Notice that it is now they and not she. It's no longer the wife of the Aziz alone, but the women of the city together. Those that she invited for dinner, whatever it is, dinner or meal or whatever it is. Where there was the snare of one woman before, it is now the collective snare of many women. We now go to 82, to the same sign, 33, 1682. Joseph's speech is characteristics. Joseph's speech is characteristic, full stop. Like a true prophet of God, he takes refuge in God. He knows the weakness of human nature. He would not pit his own strength against the whole assault of evil. He will rely on God to turn evil away from him and praise him God alone for any success he achieves in his fight. It is only the ignorant who do not know man's weakness and God's strength. We now go to Psalm 34. واستجاب له ربه فصرف عنه كيدهن. So the Lord hearkened to him in his prayer in brackets and turned away from him their snare. Kedahunna, here is Kedahunna, their snare, the snare of the women. Uh, إنه هو سميع عليم إنه هو سميع عليم إنه هو السميع العليم إنه هو السميع العليم. uh, Verily he heareth and knoweth all things. There seem not to be any, no, there is one commentary 1683. Commentary 1683. Joseph was saved from the wiles of the women. Wile is spelled Wiles. So Joseph was saved from the wiles of the women, which would have which would have degraded him. Full stop. But more, his truth and character were completely vindicated in the eyes of all concerned by the avowal of the wife of the Aziz. Uh, and that is commentary 1. That is commentary 1683 to Psalm 34. We now go to Psalm 35. Uh, Psalm 35. Oh, Psalm 35. ثم بدا لهم ثم بدا لهم من بعد ما رأوا من بعد ما رأوه من بعد ما رأوه من بعد ما رأوا الآيات ليسجنونه ليسجنونهم to imprison him لا يسجنونه to imprison him. Then it occurred to them, after they had seen the signs, into brackets, that it was best to imprison him for a time. And that was sign 34 of section 4. There is a commentary to it, 1684. 1684. When Joseph's character was completely vindicated, there was no disgrace to him in being sent to prison after that. Of course, he knew he was ignorant. He was exonerated. He was not liable to what he's supposed to have done. Being sent to prison after that. On the contrary, the blame now would attack. On the contrary, the blame now would attach to those who, for their own selfish motives, restricted his liberty for a time. As a matter of fact, various motives on the part of the many actors in this drama converged towards that end. Uh, Full stop. For Joseph, prison was better than the importunities of the women. And now, not one woman, but all society women were after him. To the women themselves, it looked, it looked as if that was a lever which they would use to force his compliance. Full stop. Vain, deluded vain, deluded creatures, comma, to think that a man of God could be forced from the path of rectitude by threats or bribes. By threats or bribes. To the Aziz, it appears as if it might be in his wife's best interest that he should disappear from her view in prison. Yes, I also think so. Mm. He thinks that even though Joseph is not uh, a womanizer, so to speak, or is not guilty, it is better to keep him away from the wife. That's because he still loves the wife. He loves both of them. So what does he do? Just to keep Joseph away for some time. Mm. From her view in prison. Should disappear from her view in prison. The decisive factor was the view of the men generally who were alarmed at the consternation he had caused among the women. Is it men? Yes, it's men. The decisive factor was the view of the men generally who were alarmed at the consternation he had caused among the women. Full stop. They knew that Joseph was righteous. They had seen the signs of God in his wonderful personality and his calm, confident fortitude. Full stop. It was argued, but it was better that the man, even if righteous, in the brackets, the man, even if righteous, should suffer in prison rather than that many should suffer from the extraordinary disturbance he was unwittingly causing in their social life. I think it's still happening today. Some people are prison for no good reason. Mm. Okay, not for not for the first nor for the last time did the righteous suffer plausibly for the guilt of the guilty. Yes. Mm. Uh, and so Joseph went to prison dash for a time. Uh, Viewers, I think we pause here. It ends a section. This part should have been. This part should have come with the last episode. Uh, if we start a new section, we might not finish it. Let me see. Okay, 43, 41. Okay, let's see if we can do at least some part of section 5. Mm. Let's go to section 5. Wadahala, Wadahala ma'ahu asijna fatayani. Now with him there came into the prison 2 young men. Fatayani. Mm. Kala ahadu. Kala ahaduhuna. Kala ahaduhuma. Inni arani asru. Hamaran. Inni arani asru. Haraman. Said one of them, Kala ahaduhuma, said one of them, I see myself in a dream. Mm. Uh, Asr Hamaran. I see myself pressing wine. Into brackets, that's in a dream. I see myself in a dream pressing wine. Mm. Asr Hamaran, wine. Mm. Uh, قال الأخرى إني أراني أحمل أحمل فوق رأسي أحمل فوق رأسي خبزا تأكل الطير منه تأكل الطير منه. Said the other, I see myself, into brackets again, in a dream, carrying bread on my head. eh, Carrying bread on my head. Ahmilu, foka rasu on my head. eh, Ahmilu, foka rasu on my head. mm. And birds are eating thereof, and birds are eating thereof. Takulu minhu ateiru. eh, Takulu, takulu ateiru minhu. Uh, Birds eating thereof. Mm. Birds eating thereof. Uh, نبئنا نبئنا بتأويله نبئنا بتأويله. Tell us نبئنا بتأويله. Uh, oh, where I put it? Tell us, they said, the truth and meaning thereof. Tawiluhu, the meaning thereof. Let me go there again. Nabina bitawiluhu. Tell us the meaning of them. Uh, inna inna naraka min al muslimin. Inna naraka naraka min al muslimin. Tell us the meaning thereof. Tell us, they said, the truth and meaning thereof. For we see thou art one that doeth good to all. We see that thou art one that doeth good to all. And what is it in Arabic? Inna taraka min al muslimin. We see you as one who does good to all. And there is a commentary to read. Oh, I'm always losing my pages. Oh, um, There's the 1685 and 1686. Yes, 1680 commentaries 1685 and 1686. Now, now opens another chapter in Joseph's life. Yes, that the dream interpretation of dream. That's the chapter, I believe. Now opens another chapter in Joseph's life. The plan of God develops. The wicked might plot, the weak might be swayed by specious arguments, but everything is used by the universal plan for its own beneficent purposes. Yes, Joseph must get into tough. Oh, sorry. Joseph must get into touch with the Pharaoh in order to work out the salvation of Egypt, and yet it must be through no obligation to smaller men, and yet it must be through no obligation to smaller men, and he must diffuse his personality and teach the truth to men of all sorts in prison. That's 1685. Now we go to 1686, to the same sign 36, to the same sign 36 of section 5. Yes. 1686. Two men came to the prison about the same time as Joseph. They were both apparently officers of the king, that's the Pharaoh, who had incurred his wrath. One was a cupbearer, into brackets, or butler, or chief steward. Butler is spelled Butler, into brackets, butler or chief steward, where brackets close, whose duty was to prepare king's wines and drinks. Full stop. The other was the king's baker, whose duty was to prepare the king's bread. They were both in disgrace. The former dreamed that he was again carrying on the duties and pressing wine. He was again carrying on his duties. I'm sorry, he was again carrying on his duties and pressing wine. The latter, the latter that he was carrying bread, but it did not reach his master, for the birds ate of it. Uh, for the birds ate of it. Yes, still 1687 is to verse 36. So let's go there. 1687. Both these men saw the signs of God about Joseph. They felt not only that he had wisdom, but that he was kind and benevolent and would give of his wisdom even to strangers like themselves. They therefore told him their dreams and asked him to interpret them. Mhm. We now go to the next sign, which is sign 37. Mhm. Kala, la, la, kala, la taktikuma, la taktikuma ataamu, tarzakuna, takz, tarzakanihi illa, illa nabatakuma bitawilihi kabla an ya kabla an yatiyakuma kabla an yatiyakuma. He said, before any food comes, into brackets, in due course, to feed either of you, I will surely reveal to you the truth and meaning of this ere it befall you. The meaning, the truth and meaning of this ere it befall you. Ere is spelled E-R-E. It's Old English. Then is what is it? Zalika, zalikuma, sorry, zalikuma mimma allamani rabbi, zalikuma mimma allama, zalikuma mimma allamani rabbi. Uh, that is part of the duty which thy Lord had taught me. Zalikuma mimma allamani rabbi. Inni tarak, inni taraktu, inni taraktu milatan qaumin la yu'minun billahi wa hum bil ahirati humul kafirun. Uh, which my Lord had taught me. Okay. I have, I have, I assure you, I have, in brackets, I assure you, eh, I assure you in bracket, I have abandoned the ways of the people that believe not in God and that even deny the hereafter. وهم لا وهم بالآخرة بالآخرة هم الكافرون. And deny the hereafter. بالآخرة كافرين بالآخرة كافرين هم الكافرين. Let's go to the commentary. 88 and 86. 1688 and 1666. The dream of one foreboded the dream of one foreboded good to him, and of the other evil to him. Mm. It was good that each should prepare for his fate. Full stop. But Joseph's mission was far higher than that of merely foretelling events. Than that of merely foretelling events. He must teach the truth of God and the faith in the hereafter to both men. He does that first before he talks of the events of their phenomenal life. As yet, he does it so tenderly, full stop. He does not tantalize them. He does not tantalize them, full stop. In effect, he says, you shall learn everything before our next meal, but let me first teach you faith. And that was commentary 1688. We now go to 1689 to the same sign, which is 37. From there, we still go to 1690. So the commentary is threefold. It's threefold 1688, 1689, and 1690. Let's go to 89. Joseph does not preach a pompous sermon or claim any credit to himself for placing himself at their service. He is just doing his duty, and the highest good he can do to them is to teach them faith. That's 1689 to sign 37. We go to 1690, which is still a commentary to the same sign. 37, 1690. These men were Egyptians, perhaps steeped in materialism, idolatry, and polytheism. He must teach them the gospel of unity, and he does it simply by appealing to his own experience I have found the Lord good, in prosperity and adversity. I have been supported by faith, semicolon. In life, no man can live by error or evil. Mm. In life, no man can live by error or by evil. Perhaps one of you had done some wrong for which you find yourself here. Mm. For which you find yourself here. Perhaps one of you is innocent in either case, is innocent in either case, will not accept faith and live forever. Let me repeat that. Perhaps one of you had done some wrong for which you find yourself here, semicolon. Perhaps one of you is innocent in either case. Will you not accept faith? In other case, will you not accept faith and live forever? Whether you've done wrong or you are innocent, will you not accept faith and live forever? And that's Joseph's message to the two prisoners who joined him in the prison. And that's signed 1690. Signed 16. That's the signed 1619. No, that's note 1690. I'm sorry, that's note 1690 to sign 37. I think viewers will pause here. When we come back, we shall go to sign 38. God willing. As usual, I have to thank you for giving me your attention. Thank you very much. May God be with you all.